Oh, Rolling Stone magazine, old Rolling Stone magazine, like clockwork. Here they go again. They had the 50 worst songs on great albums, and they put Michael Jackson's "The Lady in My Life" number 20. Miraculous. You know I'm gonna come unbuckled undone, and I don't care. They always hated Michael Jackson. The industry always hated Michael Jackson. They didn't like the fact that a black man made them held accountable. He had 7 hits off of one album, 7 out of 9 songs. Biggest selling album. Calling them out on their racist ways. Then MTV didn't want to play them. Didn't like the fact that the pop stations had to play him. Didn't like the fact that he called the Grammys out. Called him the king of pop. They couldn't stand that. And Rolling Stone never cared for him because originally, see, when you go back old school, I'm talking about some real journalism. I ain't talking about the fake ones that are part-time rappers, part-time musicians, part-time people working on NBC, working on Tonight shows, and working on these gigs. I'm talking about the ones who really will tell you how racist Rolling Stone is. The people who really know, who go back with that racist magazine, who wouldn't put him on the cover when he was grown, off the wall and Thriller. That's why he didn't do no interviews for him. And they downplayed Thriller. They said, oh, he had a handful of songs. But now all of a sudden, it's a great album, but that song is bad. They didn't say that back then. See, I call cap on them. And they've always capped. See, the reality is this. That magazine, that industry, to this day, they needed Michael Jackson's money and what he represented. But they never had no love for him. Now, granted, he was wildly successful, but he had to fight tooth and nail to get it. He was groundbreaking for black artists back then. Make no mistake about it. Whether you love him or you don't, his impact was huge because he had to have an album which was the mother lode to break them walls. I watched a corny magazine have him up ranked number 11 for the all greatest albums of all time. They downplay what the walls and the barriers he broke. They didn't care for him, and it's fine to do. Just admit it. Admit you're racist. Admit you didn't like what he was about because you know that he was that strong energy. The Lady in My Life is a great slow jam. Rod Temperton wrote it. Michael Jackson sung that song. And if you want to hear a beautiful version of it, listen to Stanley Jordan, the guitarist. Did a great instrumental version of it. It's a great song. But you see, this is the thing. They want to selectively nitpick anything to diss Michael Jackson. Why? Because they don't have anyone to come around that's comparable to him. And I'm going to be real with you. These rappers don't compare to no Michael Jackson. They are an insult. Yes, I like hip hop and all that, but let's stop kidding ourselves. You ain't never produced the likes of a Michael Jackson. Not even close. Your rock acts ain't close. You ain't got no country acts. You don't have, you ever had anybody that touches that? And when I say that, I'm going to say this again, profess this. Fan or no fan, the dominance of that man, that dude paved ways. That dude was bringing it. And he had an album that had 7 out of 9 songs. And you're going to bring yourself to be so petty 40 plus years later and say, oh, yeah, that one song we didn't like. Yeah, right. Cracks me up with how they get paid to diss on the man, to say things on the man. And they act like they didn't had such a strong arm of artists that have come along that have even halfway rivaled with his body work, what he did with one album. One album. He had a freaking greatest hits album. If he was out here today with that album, for all the hype that Kendrick Lamar and Drake get, you couldn't even keep enough files to what he could do. They sell you on fake billionaires and fake this and that, and they still got to try to take a shot at him. That's what they do. They so ungrateful because without him, that raggedy butt magazine, and I don't care what they got to say because they bigoted owner got called out what he didn't think black artists had intellectual capacity. So why are they still picking on Michael Jackson? Because it sells. It sells. And ironically, that album is everything that they despise because the truth is they can't stand the thought that he still holds it like that. And he beat them at their own game. They still mad because he bought the publishing. They mad because he made him call the king of pop, which he dominated. He was the most dominant artist of his time. I hate that the awards. They hate the sales. They hate the video. They can't stand the thought that he put it down like that. And whenever a movie comes out or what have you, what they gonna do? They either gonna suck up or have to hide because they haven't had anyone like him, and that's a fact. And they are still a joke, and they still racist towards him, and I know it. Everybody knows it. Rolling Stone, the industry, they've done everything to try to downplay Michael Jackson, and he still dominates. He's still bringing them in. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shit if you like it. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. And boycott Rolling Stone. I'm out.